11:30 Eastern Time. Right here, our welterweight semifinal tournament bout continues. Our second semifinal. Let's get the introduction from Ed Darien in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout, again, is for the ESPN Boxing Tournament welterweight semifinal round. The winner of this bout will meet Robert Sawyer later on this summer for the championship. The judges, Tommy Kazmarek and Richard F. Murray, counting for the knockdown seconds, alternate referee Frank Cappuccino. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 8-round welterweight bout, referee Rudy Battle. And now, boxing fans, introducing the principals. First, in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with the red trim, he is weighing in at 145½ pounds. This young man has a record of 17 wins, 2 losses with 13 knockouts. From Williamston, South Carolina, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Slammin' Sammy Horne. Horne. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the black trunks with the red trim along with the red lettering. He is tipping the scales at 146¾ pounds. This gentleman's record is 33 wins, 7 losses, 2 draws, with 23 knockouts. All the way from Phoenix, Arizona, boxing fans, here is schoolboy Jerry Cheatham. Cheatham.
Okay, the schoolboy and Slammin' Sammy. It looks like a real good matchup. Randy, you know, as you said earlier, maybe one feel him out round and then go at him.
That's exactly it, because Sammy Horne is not much of a banger. He's a boxer puncher, a smart boxer puncher. Jerry Cheatham is a little bit more of the slugger. So Sammy Horne said, I'm going to feel him out in that first round, really see what he's got, try to shove him around a little bit, and then get right down to work.
Jerry Cheatham, who flew in from Phoenix, Arizona last night. I asked him if the trip might have taken its toll, whether he was tired. He told me before the fight, no, he'd gotten his rest. He says, fortunately, he can sleep on airplanes. That helped. Got his rest today. He is ready to go. This is the second semifinal in the welterweight division. Cheatham in at 146¾ Horne at 145½. Sammy Horne from Williamston, South Carolina. They are all watching down there. Sammy Horne in the white, Jerry Cheatham in the black trunks, scheduled for 8 rounds.
Sam, I'll tell you this about Jerry Cheatham. I was in Houston, Texas in June 1981 when Jerry Cheatham stepped into the ring against currently unbeaten junior middleweight sensation Tony Ayala. He took everything that Ayala had before he caved in the 5th round. And I mean, most guys would have been out of there rounds earlier.
Cheatham, who says likes to throw a lot of combinations and can take his man out with either hand. He's got, and a good right landed on Horne, and he follows it up well. Cheatham digging the body and going up top with a good straight left. And Sammy Horne answers back. Nice jab by Horne.
It was a good thing that Horne did that, because all of a sudden he was letting Jerry Cheatham take the play, and right away he said, no, you're not going to come out and do this to me, and banged him with a couple of good shots.
And he got him with a right hand, and that'll tell Jerry Cheatham, you can't just open up on me, I'll get you. Already we've had a lot of action here. And the left hand hook.
If this is feel him out first round, I can hardly wait till round 2.
No feeling out, they're going at it. Horne seemed to be shaken up a little bit. Horne doing the bobbing and weaving. Cheatham mostly flat-footed. Good left hook and a nice right cross by Sammy Horne. Cheatham going with that good jabs, answering back nicely.
I am a big advocate of body punching, and I really think that every fighter should take his share of body shots. But Sammy Horne might be wasting his time, because Jerry Cheatham in this business has a reputation of having the hardest midsection in boxing.
Good jabbing by Sammy Horne. And Cheatham comes right back with the jab. Minute to go, round 1. Sammy Horne, 17 wins, 2 losses. 13 knockouts. Last fight was on May 13th. Won an 8-rounder over Tony Taylor of Indianapolis. 3 days later, he was back in the gym working again for this one. Jerry Cheatham has had more professional fights, 42 professional fights. Started fighting professionally at the age of 18. Half a minute to go in round one. Been a lot of action for the first 2 minutes, and suddenly everything has gotten quiet. Just waiting for an explosion here. We're late in round one.
Sammy Horne showing some nice leg movement, slipping punches very well.
Circling, bobbing and weaving. Cheatham scored with a right hand. Nice movement by Sammy Horne to get out of the way of some punches. There's Jerry Cheatham from Phoenix, Arizona. Going back into the corner. Let's have a listen.
This guy's gonna be real easy if you just listen to me, okay? Now, what do you do when a guy's running towards you, right? You know what to do, right? Right hook, you know, from the outside. He's running right into it. So set him up. Now, another shot that's gonna help you a lot is you gotta use that jab, jab, and the upper. He's laying into it, okay? When you're going to the upper, come back with the hook, go back to the body. You understand what I'm saying? The second one? You know, you're trying right up. He's pulling away from you, going to the right. So what you gotta do, you gotta jab before he does. Keep him, you know, make him go back. Don't make his fight. He's jabbing, and that's what you're trying to do. Just, you know, slow jab. You had him hurt. Give me that down. Well, anyway, just remember what I said. Going to the right, you gotta use that right hook to work.
There's Cheatham. Good right hand landing on Sammy Horne. And Horne comes back at him a little later on that first round. Some good action. There you see nice straight lefts by Sammy Horne. Round two scheduled for 8. Welterweight semifinal of our ESPN tournament.
And you heard the manager of Jerry Cheatham, Jimmy Montoya, who happens to have the largest stable of fighters in the country, around 100 fighters. He said, this guy's going to be easy if you just listen to me. When he rushes at you, drop a right hook on him. I mean, come from the outside with that right hand, and he'll be easy. He'll get right out of there.
Cheatham landed the right hand, now trying to work the body as Horne covers up and backs off. How'd you see the first round, Randy?
I gave it to Jerry Cheatham because I thought he landed some beautiful combinations while Sammy Horne was not putting his punches together. He was just looking for that one shot. Cheatham landed the one shot plus combinations.
Cheatham landed a good straight left and a nice right counter by Sammy Horne. Horne covering up. Looked like he might have been hurt for a while.
He got nailed with a beautiful, a picturesque left uppercut. A very hard punch to throw. Jerry Cooney happens to own one of them.
Jerry Cooney and Larry Holmes.
We'll find out next week whether he can use it on Larry Holmes effectively.
June 11th in Las Vegas. Good right by Sammy Horne. And the man from Williamston, South Carolina scoring. Cheatham comes back with a good right hand. Jerry Cheatham from Phoenix, Arizona, who's won his last 3 fights. He lost last September to Charlie Weir in South Africa.
Weir is the man that just tried to take Davey Moore's WBA junior middleweight championship and was knocked out in the 5th round by Moore.
Cheatham has won his last 3 fights since then. Good right hand by Sammy Horne. And Cheatham answers back. Trying to work the body. Minute to go, round 2. Sammy Horne in the white trunks. Jerry Cheatham in the black. The winner to face Robert Sawyer for the championship of the ESPN tournament in the welterweight division. Good straight left by Cheatham. Boy, those snapping punches have their effect.
Jerry Cheatham looks better to me than I've seen him look in a long time. He is putting snap on every single shot he throws.
Late in round 2.
Sammy is usually a counterpuncher. He said tonight he's going to fight as the fight progresses with aggression, but with caution. It looks to me like he's going back into his counterpunching style.
Final seconds of round 2. You're watching the ESPN tournament on Top Rank Boxing, live on ESPN. Some of the action in that second round. Sammy Horne's best punch. Good right hand. Nice solid right hand. Back to the live action. Round 3. Scheduled for 8. Sammy Horne from Williamston, South Carolina. Let's listen in on what his corner had to tell him between rounds.
Get busy. You're inside, you're not punching inside. You hear me? When you're backing up, you're dropping your hands, you're backing up straight. So let's back up in an angle. When you back up, go to your left or go to your right. Back up in an angle. Do not back up straight. Now you're inside nice and you're not doing nothing but laying there, let him throw a left hook and a left uppercut at you. You got to punch inside. Do you hear me?
Sammy Horne hurt him and landed a good left hook on Cheatham. Cheatham coming back. Good straight left by Jerry Cheatham. Solid punch thus far for Cheatham.
And if we had listened just a little bit longer to his manager trainer in the corner, Nick Nicomito, when he told him right after that, he said, you've hit this guy a few times with right hands, and what do? You pull straight back. Next time you hit him on the chin with the right hand, I want you to come right back, stay there, come back with the left hook.
He's landed a couple of good left hooks, and he's gotten the jab in there. Both fighters have landed the jab effectively in this fight. Round 3 scheduled for 8. Down around the midway point of this third round. Sammy Horne in the white, Jerry Cheatham in the black. This is the second semifinal in the welterweight division of our ESPN tournament. The left hook by Horne. Backs Cheatham up. Rudy Battle is the referee. Movement by Sammy Horne in this fight. Minute to go, round 3. How do you see it thus far, Randy?
I gave rounds 1 and 2 to Jerry Cheatham, but all of a sudden I see Sammy Horne thinking to himself, I'm letting it slip away. Here I come. Look out, Jerry.
Ooh, good snapping left jab by Sammy Horne. Sammy Horne, who has not lost a pro fight since June 1981, 1 year. Good right by Cheatham, and he tries to follow up, and Horne trying to tie up Cheatham, and does. Cheatham missing with the left uppercut. Final seconds, round 3. We're in Atlantic City at the Sands Hotel and Casino. You're watching the ESPN tournament. This is Top Rank Boxing. Sammy Horne in the white trunks came on strong in that third round, Randy.
He certainly did. And here you see some good work by Sammy, some not so bad action either by Jerry Cheatham. It looks to me like Sammy Horne realizes he could be letting that fight slip away. Let's see what he does this round if he comes out the same way he did in round number 3.
Hooked with the left hand.
I gave the first 2 rounds of this fight to Jerry Cheatham and the last round to Sammy Horne.
Cheatham with a combination left-right. The right got in.
Break up the jab, break up the jab.
Nice right counter by Sammy Horne. Saw the opening and took it.
And what they did in Sammy Horne's corner, they shook their head after he landed the right hand, because last round they told him, when you land the right, come back with the hook. Again, he did not do it.
Round 4. Scheduled for 8 rounds.
And I know that packed house of his in Williamston, South Carolina's got to be moaning. There's something like 50 people in that house tonight, and they could see that he's got to use that left hook, and they've got to be moaning.
The bars are packed in Williamston. Houses tuned in. A flood of subscriptions to ESPN in the last several weeks when they found out Sammy Horne would be on in this semifinal.
Sammy Horne was joking around with me before the fight. He said, you know what I don't like about this fight? Jerry Cheatham looks like me. How can I hit a guy that looks like me?
Minute and a half to go, round 4. I still wonder if that trip from Phoenix last night will take its toll on Jerry Cheatham. So far, it hasn't. He has looked good, but that's a long trip to take, night before a fight.
I don't believe that any fighter should take a trip that long the night before a fight. 2 days or something like that. I realize it's not going to Europe or anything like that, but still, a few hours on a plane just does something to you.
Cheatham landed and scored well with the left. Good short left. Cheatham mixing up his punches well, coming from all angles.
I think it also messes up the biological clock, because while it's one time here in Atlantic City, it's about 3 hours earlier in Phoenix. So biologically, he's not really used to fighting at this time. This is his first fight, I think, on the East Coast.
Done most of his fighting in Phoenix and Las Vegas. Half a minute to go, round 4. Sammy Horne took some good shots from Jerry Cheatham.
It looks to me as if Sammy Horne knows about the body of Cheatham. He is not going to the body much at all.
Sammy Horne said he got a videotape of a fight of Jerry Cheatham. Took a good look at it prior to this one to get him ready. You're watching Top Rank Boxing on ESPN. More action upcoming. Anybody have an umbrella?
Sam, I've seen it all. That round, Jimmy Montoya took the sponge and he aimed it right at Jerry Cheatham. He missed and hit you. You okay now? You ready?
Just fine. Good exchange. Sammy Horne in the white, Jerry Cheatham in the black. This is round 5. The scoring, Randy, got him even again.
Right, I've got the first 2 rounds for Jerry Cheatham, rounds 3 and 4 for Sammy Horne. I told you, that's why I wanted you sitting in.
Good left. Oh, great left by Sammy Horne. It rocked Cheatham back. Cheatham now trying to hang in there, but Horne pressing the advantage.
That is the best punch Sammy Horne has, a big left hook. Let's see if he uses it again and follows up with that right.
Cheatham is hanging in there, and a good straight left. Horne is scoring. Wild right, though. Good, sharp left by Sammy Horne.
Cheatham is showing the same macho right now that he showed against Tony Ayala last year. When Ayala was rocking him, he was still telling Ayala, come on and hit me.
Sammy Horne landing with the left hand. Every left he throws is scoring. Cheatham keeps coming in there. He's just hanging right in there. Now he ties up that left hand of Sammy Horne and backs Sammy Horne against the ropes. Good right got in by Jerry Cheatham. So Cheatham is hanging in there. We're midway through round 5.
Keep in mind that in Jerry Cheatham's 42 professional fights, he has 7 losses, but never has he lost as a welterweight. Tonight, will this be the first one as a welterweight?
Sammy Horne with a big round here. And that left has just been great. Cheatham answering back with that good jab.
But I've got to keep thinking back to that fight in June 1981. If Tony Ayala couldn't put this guy out with a single shot or even combinations until the 5th round, after pounding on him and opening cuts all over his face, I'm not sure anybody can knock out Jerry Cheatham.
I tell you, he took a big left hand from Sammy Horne, was rocked back on his heels, but would not fall. Sammy Horne with a good round, but Cheatham is hanging in there and sticking that jab in there. And he's letting Sammy Horne know there's lots of fight left in him. Half a minute to go, and again, Sammy Horne scores with a left hand. Round 5, scheduled for 8. A good right hand, so Sammy Horne comes from the other side. Late in round 5, good straight left by Cheatham. Both guys scoring with the left hand. Got the left hand through the gloves. Horne misses and Cheatham answers back. Good counter by Jerry Cheatham. Round 5 comes to an end. I tell you, these guys have tremendous respect for each other after every round. They have congratulated each other on the rounds that they've had. And it has been a good fight. We have gone through 5 as we're in the corner of Sammy Horne as they use the silver dollar on the bruise on the left cheek.
They're using the silver dollar. I don't know why these guys don't have the metal device called N-Swell, developed by a New Jersey doctor, Michael Sabia. The N-Swell is the thing that saved Sugar Ray Leonard's title against Thomas Hearns last September. The silver dollar just heats up too much, and it's not, you can't work with it enough like you can the N-Swell device.
And you see the use of that silver dollar.
You got to go in there and go for it.
Come on now.
Again, here's some of the action in round 5. Good left as Horne kept scoring with that left hand.
Well, Cheatham was a little bit off balance. He had his chin up and he was leaning back when he got hit, so the punch had a lot more effect.
Round 6, and Cheatham comes out fast. Horne answering right back. They have been at it from the opening bell. And Cheatham coming in with the combinations and moving Sammy Horne back. What do you think thus far, Randy, through 5?
I gave the first 2 rounds to Jerry Cheatham, but I've got Sammy Horne coming on. Won rounds 3, 4, and 5 on my scorecards, unofficially, of course.
Good right hand to the head by Sammy Horne. Robert Sawyer won our first semifinal in a split decision, defeating Ernest Jackson, 8-round split decision. Sammy Horne and Jerry Cheatham, the other semifinalists in the championship of the ESPN tournament, the welterweight division, to be decided later on in the summer.
Both men have a swelling underneath their left eye, and at this point in the fight, it's only an 8-round fight. Here we are in 6. I don't think those swellings at all are going to have any effect on the fight.
Over a minute gone by, round 6. Low left hand. Horne says he's okay. Rudy Battle, the referee, comes in and cautions Cheatham. Cheatham says, I'm sorry. Boy, these guys have been really tough, battling each other, but really with tremendous respect for each other.
It's full sportsmanship. These guys have it.
Absolutely. Midway through round 6. Scheduled for 8, and again, as I mentioned earlier, if the fight is even after 8 rounds, they'll keep going till the winner is decided. Cheatham scoring well in the 6th round.
He's working the head and he's working the body very well.
And Horne answers back with that right, overhand right.
Up to this point in the round, Sammy Horne has been on somewhat of a vacation.
1 minute to go. Round 6. Cut under the left eye of Jerry Cheatham.
Well, we were just talking about the swelling, and it just broke open.
Yeah. Sammy Horne takes a look at it. Get that cut under the left eye of Cheatham.
We had a good look at that swelling just a few minutes ago in the corner, and it did not look like it was ready to break.
And then suddenly it just popped open. The blood has started to trickle down the left cheek.
It's a bad cut. It is a bad. It looks to me to be about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches long. But it's under the eye. If it was over it, this fight could be over now. The blood is going to drip down. It will not affect Jerry Cheatham's vision.
Final seconds of round 6. This is the ESPN tournament welterweight division. We've got more boxing action upcoming. Stay with us. Some of the action in that 6th round. Sammy Horne did not score all that much, but there was a good right hand in that 6th round. This is round 7. The corner worked hard on that cut under the left eye of Jerry Cheatham. Cheatham in the black trunks, Sammy Horne in the white. Scheduled for 8 rounds in our welterweight tournament semifinal. Been a good fight from beginning to end. Randy Gordon's unofficial scorecard shows us.
I gave rounds 1 and 2 to Jerry Cheatham, 3, 4, 5 to Sammy Horne, and round number 6.
Some matchups. The Sawyer-Jackson fight, very close.
Even fight. At least on my scorecard.
And it was, you know, one judge had it for Jackson, one for Sawyer, and the referee had it 4-3-1 for Sawyer to win it. Couldn't get much closer, and without it being a draw, this one has been a great battle and very close as we're in the 7th round.
I thought for a second I gave it to the wrong guy. I did give round number 6 to Jerry Cheatham. On my scorecard, of course it's unofficial. This fight is even. And both guys, neither one is showing any quit. They both want to win this.
Solid. And both men have been shaken up by strong punches and weathered the storm very well.
I certainly hope Robert Boo Sawyer is in the dressing room watching this one.
I'm sure he is. Good right by Jerry Cheatham. He'll know he'll have to be in even better shape than he was for the Jackson fight. Midway through the 7th round.
One of the things that Jerry Cheatham has going for him in the corner is one of the top cut men in the business, Eddie Aliano. And he's done a good job because I don't see any blood yet on that cut underneath the left eye of Cheatham.
Good straight left by Jerry Cheatham. Great work by the corner. Good sharp jab by Sammy Horne.
I think they used some of the food mixture from the ESPN commissary on the cut. That'll seal anything.
1 minute to go, round 7. The chef will be after you tomorrow. Good left by Jerry Cheatham. Again, Sammy Horne has been very effective with his left hand. Both the jabs and the hooks. The pride of Williamston, South Carolina, Sammy Horne, 17-2. He's 23 years old. And he knows that this tournament can be a big stepping stone. Half a minute to go. Got a right hand in there. Cheatham counters well. I like the way Cheatham varies his punches from all different angles, Randy.
You never know where he's going to punch from next. He is a real seasoned pro. Of course, he's had 42 fights.
And a good right got in. Now there seems to be a cut opening up under the right eye of Jerry Cheatham. Final seconds, round 7. Cheatham chasing Sammy Horne. Cut just about ready to open up under the right eye of Jerry Cheatham as they go back to the corners. There's Cheatham. It has been a bruising battle. Let's listen to the corner of Jerry Cheatham. Things fairly quiet thus far as they work on the cuts. Here we go.
Jerry, you're going to give me this round. There's the last round. Yeah. Give it to me. Don't you be lazy. Give me everything you got, all right?
Okay. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute.
You got it. Last round, touch gloves in the... And when he stalks you, stop and throw a straight right hand and a double hook. And you're not doing it. Last round, touch gloves in the center. Get the water 3 minutes. Yeah. 3 minutes. Second time. Okay, let's go. Gotta get out. 3 minutes. Let's go. I'm getting this round.
Okay, Sammy Horne. There's Jerry Cheatham. They worked on the cuts under both eyes. Rudy Battle brings him to the middle of the ring, and here we go. They open up for round 8. Could be more if it's even after 8 rounds, but it has been a good one to this point and very close. What do you think, Randy, as far as round 7 goes?
I've given the last 2 rounds to Jerry Cheatham. I also gave him the first 2 rounds. I've got him in the lead 4-3. This has to be Sammy Horne's round if he wants to pull out a draw or possibly win it.
Very close fight and a good one. They have stayed close throughout. Good exchange. Jab by Jerry Cheatham. You're hearing the corner of Cheatham yelling behind us for Cheatham to keep going forward. Don't take a step back.
Sammy Horne's corner between rounds is telling him when he comes charging in at you, throw a lead right hand and then bang 2 left hooks off of him and you're going to knock him out.
The left hook has been very effective for Sammy Horne. 1 minute gone by 8th round. Could be the final round. Cheatham got the left in. Horne counters with a good left hook.
I'm surprised that Sammy Horne is not using that super left jab a lot more than he is so far this round.
Jerry Cheatham from Phoenix, Arizona. He's had 42 professional fights, 5 years as a pro. Sammy Horne, his 20th professional fight. He's 23 years old. Minute and a half to go. Midway through the 8th and possibly final round. Good exchange of jabs. Some picture jabs in this fight.
By both guys. People who want to learn how to throw a jab should watch the tape of this fight over again. Both guys have exceptional jabs.
Left hook by Horne scored. Cheatham trying to dig the body with the left.
You know something, Sam? I think both guys are going to leave this ring tonight having made fans all over the country.
Oh, absolutely. Good fighters. Less than a minute to go in round 8. It has been a good one. Sammy Horne seems to be maybe a little more the tired of the 2 men. He doesn't seem to have that much power in his punches right here. And Cheatham is missing, so both guys are tired a little bit. Right got in by Horne. Cheatham comes back.
I think Cheatham's blowing the round. Not Cheatham, excuse me, Horne. He's not throwing that many punches. He's landing when he is throwing, but Cheatham is doing a lot more work.
Cheatham's done a good job in this round. And give a lot of credit to his cornermen who've done great work on 2 cuts under each eye. Final seconds, round 8, low shot. And Rudy Battle stops the clock. And And again, the touch of the gloves. Rudy Battle checking to make sure everything's okay. Final seconds, and the bell sounds. That's it. A good fight. You can hear the crowd here, a packed house at the Sands Hotel and Casino. Loved it. We'll be back for the decision in just a moment. Sam Rosen and Randy Gordon ringside at the Sands Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City. We await the decision of our semifinal welterweight tournament bout. Jerry Cheatham from Phoenix, Arizona. Sammy Horne from Williamston, South Carolina. Randy, here's some action in round 8. Good fight from beginning to end.
There wasn't a dull round in this fight. Even the first round, when we thought they'd be feeling each other out, they were banging each other. Right down to the final bell, Cheatham dripping with blood from under both eyes. He was cut. I thought he put on a championship performance, winning on my scorecards rounds 6, 7, and 8 to take this fight.
Let's get the official decision. Ed Darian has it in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a majority decision. And the scoring as follows. Judge Richard F. Murray scoring at 7 rounds Cheatham, 1 round Horne. Referee Rudy Battle scoring at 3 rounds Cheatham, 3 rounds Horne. And Judge Thomas Kazmarek scoring at 4 rounds Cheatham, 3 rounds Horne, 1 round even. And the winner, schoolboy Jerry Cheatham.
Jerry Cheatham from Phoenix, Arizona. The long trip east has been worth it. He has won the semifinal bout, defeating Sammy Horne, a majority decision. Jerry Cheatham will go into the championship bout against Robert Boo Sawyer later on this summer in the championship of the welterweight division of our ESPN tournament. A tough fight won by Jerry Cheatham. We'll be back in Atlantic City with more in just a moment. And right here in Atlantic City, this young man, 23 years old, Jerry Cheatham. The trip from Phoenix was worth it, Jerry. A tough fight, but a good one for you.
Yeah, it was a real tough fight. I felt good, though. The guy was a really tough opponent, so gave me a hard fight all the way.
Neither one of you gave an inch in that fight.
No, he put a lot of pressure on me. I think my jab won me the fight, just scoring a lot of jabs.
Randy?
It was just an incredible performance by both you guys. When he left the ring, he said, what a fighter he is. I'd love to have another shot at him. Should you win this ESPN tournament, you think you'd make your first defense against him?
Yeah, sure, I'd be glad to. It's up to my manager, Jim Montoya, but yeah, I'd be happy to.
How do you feel about your overall performance here, Jerry?
A little rusty, my jab was working well for me, but there's a few other things that I didn't really have that much time to work on. I took the fight a little bit short notice, but I don't want to make no excuses. He's just a real tough guy.
Okay, he seemed to score well with the left hand. Now you're going to be facing a left-hander for the championship in Robert Sawyer. Going to work on that a little bit?
Yeah, I'll be working, mostly with left-handed sparring partners, so I'll be working on that a lot.
When the cuts open under both your eyes, especially the one under the left eye, did it concern you at all?
No, not really, because it wasn't impairing my vision at all or anything like that, so, it didn't bother me that much.
Well, you happen to have one of the best cutmen, and I keep talking about Eddie Aliano. He did the job again tonight.
Yeah, they both did a good job in my corner.
Was there a point in the fight that you felt you could take him out, or did you say to yourself, he's not going to go out, I've got to win this one on points?
Yeah, well, this guy, I'll tell you what, he's extremely tough. When I went into the fight, I don't go for a knockout usually. But when I went into the fight, I was just expecting that maybe I'd catch him, and take him out. And I caught him with some good body shots, but he's a real tough guy, so that's the way it went.
You're a real tough guy, too. Congratulations, Jerry Cheatham.
Right.
It'll be Jerry Cheatham against Robert Sawyer for the welterweight championship later this summer.